A very good morning to all of you. Myself, Dr. Preeti Yadav. I am working as Assistant Professor of Physics in St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, Gurugram. I am from Applied Science Department. Today I will discuss motion of rigid body in a plane from mechanics. Let's start. First of all, what is rigid body? As we know that a rigid body, a body that does not deform after the application of force, means it is a solid body that is not deformable. A system of mass points subjected to holonomic constraints, that the distance between all pair of points remain constant throughout the motion. This is the diagram for rigid body. This is a rigid body. This body is same after the application of force, or here this is a soft body that is deformed when we apply the force. Also we know that rigid body is a combination of large number of particles occupying fixed position with respect to each other. A rigid body being defined as one which does not deform. Ideally, a rigid body is a body with a perfectly definite and unchanging shape. The distance between between all pairs of particles of such a body do not change. It is evident from this definition of a rigid body that no real body is truly rigid, since real bodies deform under the influence of forces, but in many situations the deformation are negligible, means for change in shape are negligible. In a number of situations involving bodies such as wheels, tops, steel beams, molecules, and planets, on the other hand, we can ignore that they wrap, bend, or vibrate and treat them as a rigid body. These are the example of rigid body. Now, next topic is rigid body motion. What is the motion of rigid body? When all the particles of a rigid body move along paths which are equidistant from a fixed plane, the body is said to undergo planar motion. And there are three types of planar motion. First is translation, second is rotation, and the third is general motion. Translation means move along horizontal direction. Rotation means there is a rotation. And the third is general motion, which is a combination of translation plus rotation. And what is translation motion? Translation means every line segment in the body remains parallel to its original direction during the motion of the body. It means also translation motion is said to be a translation if any straight line inside the body keeps the same direction during the motion, means follow straight line path, and also there is no change in the shape of the body because there is a motion of the rigid body. It can also be observed that in a translation, all the particles forming the body move along a parallel paths. Particles that make the rigid body. In a rigid body, there are number of particles. If all the particles of a rigid body move along a parallel path, then this type of motion is known as translation. There is no rotation in translation motion. There are two types of translation motion. First is rectilinear translation. If all points follow parallel straight line paths, all points in a rigid body follow parallel straight line. Here there are two particles. There is a translation at this is first position, this is second position, there is a translation motion, and they follow the parallel path, and this type of motion is called rectilinear translation motion. And the second motion is curvilinear translation, means there is a all the particles follow curved paths that are of the same shape and are equidistant from one another. The diagram of the curved path is here. There is a curve at this is first position, after that there is a translation, but there is a curve in the path of the particle. These are the two translation motion. Next, and second is rotation about a fixed axis. Rotation, as we know, there is a rotation of the particle. It means if all particles of a body except those which lie on the axis of rotation, this is the axis of rotation, all the particles in the body rotate about that axis. About that axis is known as rotation about a fixed axis. Now the third is general plane motion. It is the combination of translation as well as rotation, where we have used translation motion plus rotation. This is the example of a general plane motion. Here there is a translation and the rotation of the bodies. Now, in the next topic, we have to find velocity, position vector in all the three motion of the rigid body, like translation, rotation, and general motion. First is translation. Let us consider a rigid body. Here this is a rigid body which is subjected to either rectilinear motion or curvilinear translation in the XY plane. And X dash, Y dash is a frame associated with the translating object. There is a X dash, Y dash is the frame with the translating object. Here XY is the fixed coordinate system, and A and B point on the rigid body. Here RA and RB is the absolute position vector from point O of point A from point O, and RB is the position vector of point B from point O, and RBA is the relative displacement between B and A. Now A and B are 2 points on the rigid body. Because our object is a rigid body, therefore all points are at fixed distance from each other, and after translation their distance does not change. Therefore RBA is a constant, and we know that the differentiation of a constant quantity is 0. Therefore dRBA by dt is equal to 0. If dRBA by dt is 0, therefore the double derivative is also equal to 0. Then we have the following relation from the diagram here. RB is equal to RA plus RBA. RB is equal to RA plus RBA, and we know that RBA is fixed. RBA is fixed. Therefore, the differentiation of RBA is equal to 0, and from this the velocity at point T is VB, which is dRB by dt, VB, and DRA by dt is VA, but dRB and dRB by A by dt is equal to 0 from this. Therefore VB is equal to VA. If VB is equal to VA, and acceleration at point B is also equal to acceleration at point A. In other words, at all the points on a translating rigid body, the velocity as well as acceleration are also same. Here At point A, velocity is equal to at point B, and also acceleration at point A is equal to acceleration at point B, and also RB is equal to RA. Now, next is velocity in rotation, rotational motion, and the rotation about a fixed axis. When a body is rotated about a fixed axis at any point P, located in the body, travels along a circular path. The motion of the body is described. The motion of the body in rotation is described by angular motion, which involves three basic quantities. First is angular position, the second is angular velocity omega, and the third is angular acceleration. Let us discuss all these three quantities. There is a d theta is angular displacement, omega is angular velocity. This is the rotational axis. Here P is the point which is rotated with angle theta, and this d theta is the change in angular displacement. This is the d theta is angular displacement. Now, angular velocity means there is a change in angular displacement with respect to time is known as angular velocity. Measures the time rate of change of the angular position. If theta is the angular position of a radial line located in the some representative plane of the body, the angular velocity represented by omega is along the axis of rotation, and its direction can be found using right hand rule, is equal to the d theta by dt, and that is equal to theta dot, because we used d by dt by dot. As we know that like linear velocity v is equal to dr by dt, the same angular velocity omega is also equal to change in angular displacement with respect to time. Now the next topic is angular acceleration. Same like linear acceleration is change in velocity with respect to time. Same here, angular acceleration is equal to change of the angular velocity. The angular represented by alpha, the angular acceleration alpha is along the axis of rotation, and its sense of direction depends on whether omega is increasing or decreasing, because it depends on omega, which is omega is angular velocity. If omega is decreasing, alpha also decreasing. If omega have opposite direction, and vice versa. Therefore, alpha angular acceleration is equal to d omega by dt, and this is equal to omega naught because we use d by dt dot, or alpha is equal to double derivative of angular displacement d square theta by dt square. Here we use theta double dot because there is a double derivative. Therefore, we use double dot for double derivative. Now, what is the relation between angular acceleration, angular velocity, and angular displacement? By eliminating t from this, alpha is equal to d omega by dt, and omega is equal to d theta by dt. By using this equation, we have found alpha d theta is equal to omega d omega. For rotation with constant angular acceleration, if the acceleration is constant, these are the three relations between angular velocity, angular displacement, and acceleration. Omega is equal to omega naught plus alpha t. Alpha is angulation. Omega square is equal to omega naught square plus 2 alpha theta minus theta naught, and theta is equal to theta naught plus omega naught t plus half alpha t square. Here theta naught and omega naught are the values of the angular position, coordinate, and angular velocity at time 0 when time is equal to 0, and t is the duration of the motion considered. Now, here we have found only angular acceleration. Now, in the next term, we have found the tangential and normal component of acceleration. When a rigid body rotates about a fixed axis, all points other than those on the axis rotate with concentric circles about the fixed axis. Thus, for rigid body in the figure about a fixed axis, normal to the plane to the figure through O, any point such as A at any point, point A moves along a circle of radius r. So its velocity and acceleration at point A can be written as at A is a point which is rotated with radius r, and we know that velocity acts are always tangential, that v is the linear velocity, and this is equal to, we know that there is a relation between linear and angular velocity, v is equal to r omega, and there is a tangential component of acceleration, at is equal to r alpha, and this is the normal component an, that is equal to r omega square. The tangential component at represents the time rate of change in the velocity magnitude. It is directed tangent to the path of the motion. And the normal component an represents the time rate of change in the velocity direction, and it is directed towards the center of the circular path. This is the center of circular path, is directed towards the center. Normal component always acts towards the center, whereas tangential component of acceleration acts tangentially, directed tangent to the path of the motion. And this is the relation between velocity and angular velocity, v is equal to r omega, and the normal component an is equal to r omega square. We multiply and divide by r, therefore here v square by r, because r omega, here if we divide by r and multiply it by r, there the terms is r square omega square upon may r, then r square omega square v square and upon may r, and that is equal to v upon v omega also, and the tangential component is at is equal to r alpha. Now these quantities means v, a and at are also expressed in terms of cross product relationship in vector notation in the form of direction, and we know that v is equal to r differentiation of position vector dr by dt, and also omega cross r from this in cross product, and if we used r cross omega, then there is a minus v. Now acceleration, we know that change in velocity with respect to time v dot, and here v is equal to omega cross r, then the final term is first as it is, second derivation of second plus second derivation of second, first derivation of first, second as it is, and a is equal to omega cross v, and we know that r dot is equal to v, therefore omega cross v plus omega dot cross r, and v is equal to omega cross r, therefore a is equal to omega cross r plus omega dot cross r. Here omega cross r and omega dot, change in angular velocity is angular acceleration, is represented by alpha cross r, and that this first term omega cross r is the normal component of tangential, normal component of acceleration, and alpha cross r is the tangential component of acceleration. Now the third is relative motion or general motion. In general motion, we have used both type of motion, translation and rotation. To find the value of velocity and acceleration in this type of motion, first of all, we use translation motion, and then we used rotation motion. Here, there is a XY coordinate system, XY coordinate, which is a fixed frame. There is a rigid body. Here we use translating reference point x dash y dash at a base point A, and these are the 2 points A and B in the translating reference on or on the rigid body. There are 2 points on the rigid body or on translating reference. And this is the position vector of RB. This is the position vector of RA, and RB is a relative displacement between A and B. This is the fixed reference, and this is the translating reference. Here we know that first of all, we start translating motion through, we start the translating motion with respect to a fixed frame, but do not rotate the body. Now RB is equal to RA plus RBAI. During time dt, the point A and B undergo displacement DRA and DRB such that DRB is equal to DRA plus DRB by A. Here there is a translating motion is the A and B point. If there after the time dt, there is the position of point A, and this is the position of point B. This is a displacement DRA in for A point and DRB for point B. And this is the relative displacement. If we consider the general plane motion by its component parts, then the entire body first translates by amount of DRA so that the base point moves to its final position and point B moves to a B dash. The body is then rotated. Firstly, there is a translation DRA and DRB. In the DRA and DRB, after that there is a rotation from point A with angle d theta. If we rotate this with angle d theta, then this is the changing position of B, which is B dash. Then this B dash comes here at point B with relative displacement DRB by A. Hence thus moves to its final position B. Because this is true, because this body is rigid and the distance RBAI is fixed. Due to rotation about A, DRBI is equal to fixed. Now taking differentiation of this equation, DRB by dt, DRA by dt, DRBA by dt, or that is this represent velocity, this represent velocity at point B, this represent velocity at point A, plus VBAI, which there is a relative velocity D with respect to A. The magnitude of VB by A is RBAI d theta by dt. Now, and because V is equal to R omega, and omega is change in angular displacement by with respect to time and its direction along the Z axis. Each of the three terms in the above equation is represented graphically on the kinetic diagram in the figure below. Here it is seen that the velocity of B is determined by considering the entire body to translate with velocity VA. There's a translation of point A with velocity VA, and there is a velocity of point at point B with VB, and rotate about A with angular velocity omega, and rotate about A with angular velocity omega. There is a rotation at point A with angular velocity omega. Vector addition of these two effects is also done. Since the relative velocity VBI represents the effect of circular motion. Here the velocity VB by A, it represents the circular motion about point. Here the circular motion here rotation is from point A. This term can be extended by the cross product VB by A, that is equal to omega cross RB by A, because here we use relative velocity B with respect to A, therefore we use relative displacement RB by A, means relative displacement B with respect to A. Also VB is equal to VA plus omega cross RB by A. Now this is the rigid body plane motion, all the motions are here. First is translation. First is translation, rectilinear motion. This is the rectilinear motion. Rocket test also shows the rectilinear motion, and the curvilinear motion here represents the curve in the path of the points. This represents the curvilinear motion. And the second is rotation, fixed axis rotation. There is a rotation about a fixed axis A. There is a theta is angular displacement. After rotation, B changes to point B dash. And this is the example, compound pendulum is the example of a pure rotation motion. And this is a general motion. General motion which contains a rotation plus translation. There is a rotation as well as translation motion. And there is a connecting rod in a reciprocating engine is the example of general motion. Now the important questions related to today's topic is, first is what is translation, rotation and general motion of the rigid body. And the second is what is the value of angular velocity and angular acceleration in general motion with diagram. Thank you.